వేగము శ్రీలంక పగన్ పటాంగము.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe calls for greater regional cooperation and economic integration from Japan to India, with a special focus on strengthening ties with India. Emphasizes Sri Lanka's strategic role in expanding Asian partnerships, particularly through BIMSTEC, highlights the diminishing global influence of the West, and stresses the importance of regional collaboration. Acknowledges India's critical support during Sri Lanka's recent economic crisis, expressing optimism for deeper bilateral integration and regional stability. Opposition leader and presidential candidate Sajith Premadasa reiterates his commitment to unveiling the truth behind the 2019 Easter Sunday terror attacks, addressing the Catholic community's long-standing concerns. During a visit to Cardinal Malcolm Ranjith in Colombo, Premadasa sought blessings and pledged justice, emphasizes his strategy, already presented in Parliament, to ensure transparent investigations and accountability, assures religious leaders that he remains determined to deliver justice, pledging comprehensive action against those responsible if elected. This stance aligns with his broader campaign to gain support from key religious and community figures. NPP leader Anura Kumara Dissanayake vows to prioritize the extradition of former central bank governor Arjuna Mahendran from Singapore if his party assumes power. Outlines the NPP's plans to combat fraud and corruption, aiming to recover $1,100 billion in defaulted taxes. Proposes legal reforms to expedite tax collection and pledges to raise the pay-as-you-earn (payee) tax threshold to as $200,000. Plans to provide low-income families with Rs. 10,000 monthly allowance and limit the cabinet to 25 members without appointing state ministers. A joint delegation from the European Union (EU) and the Commonwealth arrives in Sri Lanka to monitor the upcoming presidential election on 21st September. Invited by the Election Commission, the mission highlights global backing for transparent elections during Sri Lanka's recovery. This is the EU's 7th monitoring effort in the country, with a team comprising experts and observers stationed nationwide. The election is seen as a critical step in stabilizing Sri Lanka's democracy post-2022 crisis. Cabinet spokesperson Bandula Gunawardhana addresses concerns regarding the proposed public sector salary increase, clarifying during a media briefing on 18th August that all public employees will receive an additional Rs. 25,000 monthly allowance for 3 years, along with significant base salary adjustments. Explains these increments, mandated by the IMF, are fixed and will apply regardless of future governments. From January 2025, public sector employees will receive a minimum monthly income of as $55,000, emphasizes adhering to the IMF's Extended Fund Facility Agreement is crucial for budgetary support until 2027. Non-compliance could delay salary and pension payments. Highlights the new fiscal laws, Central Bank Act, Public Debt Management Act, and others intended to stabilize the economy and prevent past financial failures. Urges cross-party cooperation to ensure long-term economic stability and prosperity. Commissioner of Elections Saman Sri Ratnayake urges political parties and the public to avoid using the national flag in election activities, stating that it disrespects a national symbol. Warns legal actions could follow against those misusing the flag. Also criticizes the inappropriate display of the national flag at events like cricket matches, where it's often wrapped around bodies or held by individuals consuming alcohol. Rohana Hetiarachi of Pafral also emphasizes the need to respect the national and Buddhist flags during elections, urging political groups to adhere to ethical standards and legal frameworks. The Indian and Sri Lankan armies incorporate specially trained dogs into their ongoing Mitra Shakti exercise at the Army Training School in Maduru, Oya, Sri Lanka. Running from August 12 to 25, this 10th edition of the joint drill focuses on enhancing counter-insurgency operations and military cooperation. India deploys Zak, a Belgian Malinois skilled in urban combat and jungle reconnaissance, while Sri Lanka fields 2 trained dogs. The exercise also involves joint drills in semi-urban environments, aiming to boost interoperability and readiness under UN peacekeeping mandates. Sri Lanka's retail sector shows signs of recovery as private credit is expected to rise in late 2024 if businesses begin expanding. Although private credit remains slow, firms are focusing on deleveraging to strengthen financial positions, especially in the SME sector. Retail growth, a key driver for economic expansion, is vital as it contributes over 30% of GDP. With inflation stabilizing, consumer spending and investment are likely to boost the sector, although election uncertainties in late 2024 may impact confidence. Economists forecast 3.5% growth for 2024. The Grand Randoli Maha Perahera of the Kandi Asala Perahera Festival is set to take place today, 19, marking the peak of this revered cultural event. The festivities conclude with the traditional water-cutting ceremony at Getambe the following morning and a final noon procession on 20th August. Afterwards, the Diawadana Nilami will present the Perahera Sandashaya to the President, formally closing the festival. This year's Isala Perahera began on 5th August with the Kap Situwima ceremony and featured a series of processions showcasing Sri Lanka's rich cultural heritage, drawing large crowds locally and internationally. The Dialogue President's Gold Cup volleyball tournament concluded at the Air Force Indoor Stadium in Colombo, with Golden Birds Sports Club and Mass Sports Club claiming titles in the men's and women's categories respectively. Golden Birds SC secured a straight-set victory over Rajasinghi SC, led by MVP Dulanjan Sandeepa. In the women's final, Mass SC overcame Hirdaramani SC in a 3-1 contest, with Sulakshana Pasinduni named MVP. The tournament, organized by the Sri Lanka Volleyball Federation, showcased outstanding individual performances across various positions.
Today our concern is, are we going to pay our tax? Okay, stop. We will pay the tax. Api badu gevumu.
Jayagamu Sri Lanka, Magan Patangamu.
We lead the web news.